Hello, and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Welcome back to Gran Turismo 7 part number 13. On the last two videos since I've been uploaded on part 11 and 12, but there might be some other clips of the video may be contained with some skipping parts of a glitch, but it maybe depends on the Petite course de France and driving missions as well. So luckily I just finally got it on time, so I could probably have to go continue on to be in the next video. But also to be a reminder, because whenever it depends to be as it automatically requests to do some rematches to be on the world circuits. So I guess for part number 13, let's go over onto the GT Cap Bay after menu book number 13 from the mission is doing a good successful accomplishment. So let's go over onto the menu book. Open up number 14 to be on the Mustang, you guys. So this is a perfect time to get all kinds of different Mustangs. Will be eligible to be on the 3 reward category to be in the same brand. Track will be unlocked. It's gonna be Daytona International Speedway. Alright. Now this is a perfect time to have a good old Gran Turismo racetrack. Will be coming in to be having a good part onto GT7. I'm so glad to be excited for Daytona, you guys. The oval circuit and a road course is going to be part of it. So let's get ready to enter onto the menu book. Let's enter. For this menu, you'll be collecting Mustangs. The Mustang series of high performance cars was produced by Ford and it's considered an American classic. Collect all 3 models and bring them back here, then I'll tell you all about these legendary cars. Sounds sweet, you guys. This is perfectly to have Ford Mustangs in different generation model for this part of the video. So let's go and take on in menu book number 14, Collection Mustang. I'm so very excited for all of you guys who really love Ford Mustang. But the answer is, it's all about different kinds of styles, and the muscle car model is going to be perfectly to be part of it. So I'll have to make sure to do some short errands, because having some good interest on Auto Plus used car dealership is going to be a very good place to look around. So I have to scroll down, and there's the Ferrari Testarossa 1991 is here on the lineup, so let's have a good look to see the price. 369,300 credits. Alright, so for this update, that Polybity Digital is giving us 1 million credits to be having a cheering us up gift. So I'm glad that Kazunori Yamaguchi and the team is doing a good job for having an update to be part of it. So this is gonna be a very good jump start since day one. Very good choice to have a nice 1991 supercar to be added in onto the collection. So let's purchase this supercar and go right in. Oh yes, now this is a very good sweet beauty Ferrari is now registered onto the car index. And there you go. Car collector level up to number 13. And there's an RI GP6 Metallic will be reward to be available in the driving gear livery editor. I'll make sure I have to try this out later on. So let's go up and get the Sprinter Terreno 1600 GT Apex 886 1983. But yeah, I'm always interested with some used car to be part in stock will be available by the price. So I have to make sure to have some good interesting images to be on Twitter. But it also has an Auto Plus used car dealership to be part of it as a main account. So I have to make sure to look around to do some retweet with a quote to have something else to become very awesome and interesting to have all kinds of different cars that I'm about to look forward to. 86 is now registered onto the car index, so let's see. There's the Ford Mustang Mach 1 1971 is here in the lineup. Alright, so what do you guys think? I should probably have to purchase one Mustang and then getting 3 other Mustangs, including the Mach 1 version. We'll be doing this part of the main segment, so I have to make sure to get all of my liveries. We'll be putting up a long preparation. So there it is right now. One Mustang. Purchase available on the used car dealership. That should be good enough to be registered onto the index. Now, for this part of the event, when entering menu book number 14, there's an American FR Challenge 550 is now open, so you could probably have to get over onto the world circuits to be on the compass highlight. So now let's go and set them up with some purchase parts on the Chevy Corvette Convertible 3rd generation 1969. We'll be ready to go on. So I have to make sure to be putting up with some certain parts, and especially by using a Total Drama World Tour livery, Team Victory is now colored in gold. Alright, let's prep them up and putting up with some upgraded parts. Going in on to Club Sports. Gonna purchase sports clutch and flywheel. Restrictor will be installed. Now, let's go on to do some semi-racing. Gonna have to check it out onto the range of performance points, so I could probably have to make sure. Okay, low end torque supercharger. Okay, looks like a high-end torque supercharger might be quite very good and used. Just gonna have to purchase one supercharger in. Now, let's just gonna have to purchase a carbon ceramic kit. We'll be putting up some different kinds of colors. Okay, looks like always make sure to be purchased with some sports tires in case. Alright, now let's go over onto the world circuits, so I could probably have to get ready to do some 3 rounds, and a replay will be needed to be saved, so I have to make sure to keep an eye out for the time, because today is the final race of the Nations Cup. So let's go to Americas and get everything go. Alright, highlighted in the compass, so we're about to be going in on to Blue Moon Bay Speedway and Willow Springs International Raceway. And also to be having WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca will be part in the 3-round race to be in the American FR Challenge. So I have to make sure to see which event is which. Alright, looks like first lineup we'll be having a Ford Mustang Shelby. Will be going over onto the tri-oval circuit. This race will pit you against some ferociously fast 500 pp class American FR sports cars. Car type is road car, country in the United States. Drivetrain must be well used to regulate in the FR layout. Sounds sweet. Just gonna have to go again onto some car settings. Let's see, this is gonna be quite good enough. Alright, so I have to stick with the medium sports tires in case by the range of performance points will be suggested. I have to make sure to be well respectfully to have a good opportunity to get the Mustang Boss 429 1969 to be in the first gift card reward. But of course, since I have a Mach 1 version of the Ford Mustang, it's also to be well used to be purchased from the used car dealership. But here it is right now. Feels great to go faster to be on a triangular track of Blue Moon Bay Speedway. Let's go and get ready to go in to do some preparation. And we have one Gran Turismo player is here to be interact. And there's Wu Bellar. So let's give him a warm welcome to say hello. Hello, I'm Nicholas Wabuar. I've come all the way from Chile to race in the United States. Chile is a long country running along the west coast of South America and is home to the Andes. My preferred type of music is thrash metal, and many of my favorite bands come from the US. Incidentally, are you familiar with a torque called slipstreaming? It's also called drafting. It involves using the car in front of you as a barrier to reduce the wind resistance on your own car. It's best used on long straights, as you might imagine. Why not give it a try in today's race? Alright, looks like this is gonna be a very good place to go on out there, Woopalar. I'll be looking forward to race with you for today's race. Now, this is gonna be a perfect time to go in to be in the spotlight, to have a single Total Drama livery to be in the first race. So let's get in there and go faster to take the slipstream. Alright, doing great, doing excellent. So I have to make sure to keep an eye out if this part of the clip may be contained with skipping parts that also to be as a glitch. Now gonna have to go overtake with a Shelby GT350 1965. Alright, switch things up onto the interior view, and there it is. There's the Corvette C2, gonna have to go right in. And there's the Mustang Boss 429, you guys. That's where I'm about to get this car at the end of the first round. Camaro C28. Gonna have to drive careful. Oh boy. By the looks of it, American FR Challenge 550 is doing a pre-section like NASCAR. Onward to be in lap number 2. Lap time to go faster in 1 minute and 3.307 seconds. Okay, just gonna have to... oh man. Come on. Oh man, I am so having a little bit more panicking, you guys. I almost had that chance, so I could probably have to start over from square one. Now, I guess Rupolar is now dropping down onto third place. So let's try to keep things up. I know this is going to be too over aggressive. Okay, there's a Felix. Oh boy. I cannot believe that was so close. And there's Nico Rupolar in the Dodge Challenger RT. How amazing to see how one Chilean Gran Turismo player can actually be well-drive experience with muscle cars. But I like it. I kind of like it a lot. So okay, despite of handling clumsiness for the first event, but I have to make sure to try to do a main focus steady pace to see how the full straightaway is all about doing strategies. But not to mention, because putting up with the transmission gear will be required before entering in the American race. Okay, just gonna have to stay right in. 4-speed transmission doesn't mind. There goes the scratches on the right side. Okay, well, I guess it may be quite suggested. Third place does not count for team victory, but I'll make sure I'll have to try this again, so I could probably have to go right back over onto the tuning shop. So let's collect with some third place earnings, and that will be having a first car reward to be acquired in the check. Ford Mustang Boss 429 1969 is now acquired in the specified menu book. Registered onto the car index and level up into level 14. Excellent acquirement, and also to have a Puma suit number 2 will be available in the livery editor. Sounds pretty nice and very excellent. Just give me one more moment, so I could probably have to do a rematch in race number 1. Just like European Sunday Cup 400 and 500, but I also realized that one disliker just really think that I could probably have to do a schedule for the next video, so I have to make sure to do some rematches. But that's right, I could probably have to do some rematch events, will be part of it to be in a full walkthrough. So let's go back over onto the tuning shop and get a transmission gear to be fully customized. Okay, there you go. Now, just gonna have to have one more part and then go right back over onto Blue Moon Bay again. So let's install the racing clutch so it would be much quicker to be well improved to beat the Dodge Viper GTS as I ever saw it. Just you wait, you guys. It's always gonna have to drive challenging to be in the American FR layout. So let's go again for a rematch. I'm so pumped up and get ready to have 3 laps onto the speedway in Blue Moon Bay, you guys. Just gonna have to go and wait patiently for only a 40-second loading time until the background cutscene is about to go realistic. Now let's go on to the settings and let's see how I could probably have to do well. I know how promises always makes a promises to be using with soft racing tires is going to be used on the sport category. So let's try this again and go faster, and this time beating the Dodge Viper is now doing a first attempt to be entered for the number 2 spot. So let's drive carefully and try not to go over aggressive. Alright, looks like the 5th gear is doing well, but it might be possible to have one important thing to do some tuning work. We'll be putting up with some top speed will be increased. Okay, looks like there's one of the Gran Turismo player. B. Bowder is now entered as well. Okay, well, the physics is definitely might be quite different. But I'll make sure if I can probably have to take turn number 3 to be as a reminder. After 3 laps, we'll have to do the same. Okay, de-accelerate. Keep coming in. Overtake the Ford Mustang. There you go. Alright, only 2 more cars to go, and we're coming in towards at the end of lap number 2. But I can't wait to take on the Dodge Viper in about 2.6 seconds, along with the Chevy Camaro C28. Okay, just gonna have to stay steady. Excellent, good, clear space. Come on, baby. Stay in gear number 5 to go up onto 141 miles per hour. 142. And going in on to turn number 1. Alright, looks like there's Daniel Soros in the Dodge Viper GTS 2002. I'm about to go for it, you guys. Let the Corvette 3rd generation to come in to take the lead. Oh man, that was so close. And giving a side-by-side before enter turn 2. And here comes turn 3 by the risk. Slow and steady. Just gonna have to go on the inside and take the outside and go right over onto the right side to be doing the final stretch. Haha, it's successful. Team Victory takes the podium in first place at Blue Moon Bay Speedway. I am so very good to have my Total Drama World Tour livery to be as a number 1 spot. 55.663 seconds in lap number 3 to be on the total time by under 3 minutes. Clean race successful for having a good prize in 15,000 credits. Excellent job. Halfway there on today's daily workout, we'll be doing some roulette tickets by the chance. Now, gonna have to do a replay if I could probably have to give a good thumbnail spotlight. I know this is gonna be a little bit of a while. Just give me a second. Okay, that was race photos. I just really need thumbnail. There you go. Not that hard, right? Well, it might be a little bit hard, so I'll make sure to save a replay to have my best memory. So, I guess moving on to race number 2, we'll be at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca to have a good location to be at the west coast of California. But it's definitely might be locating in San Francisco, but it's also to be as a fantasy racetrack. So now it's gonna be an actual track we'll be locating in Monterey. Gift card to be received in 3rd place or higher to get the Mach 1 version of the Ford Mustang, and get ready to enter to participate for only 10 cars by the participation in the entry. 2 laps, always have all different events. We'll be doing the same thing to see some classic moment. Just gonna have to call it for having a good old Gran Turismo race moment for every 2 laps. So let's get ready to go in for having a patient time for another loading screen by 40 seconds. Just gonna have to be much patient. Alright, here we are, Laguna Seca, formerly known as Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca to be currently known as WeatherTech. Alright, looks like this is going to be a perfect time to go on to take the corkscrew, and we have Daniel Soares is here to be on a greeting interaction. I'll be racing a Dodge Viper today. I really like the aggressive styling with that distinctive long nose. Laguna Seca Raceway is known for a turn called the corkscrew. Taking that corner at speed feels just like riding a roller coaster. Be sure to brake before you enter the turn or you might find yourself flying off the track. That's right, Soares. Just like Gran Turismo 2 to take part in the license test. Now let's go and do some settings. We'll have to do some options to be on the transmission gear. Okay, so let's see. Now where is the transmission gear? Maybe the manual adjustment. Just gonna have to go increase. Well, it might be depends to use top speed is going to be doing well. Okay, looks like 300 minutes is going to be doing well checked. It's going to be on kilometer distance. Depends on the top speed. Okay, well, let's see how it works. Tuning work, always make preparations before you can take on for a good race. So, here I go. Race number 2. Let's go on to take an excellent American race. Alright, just gonna have to go with a classic muscle car to stay right in. Mustang Boss 429 is currently on the number 8 spot. There's the Pontiac Firebird, and oh, I cannot believe it. Look at this, you guys. The Plymouth Superford 1970 has finally made its debut in Gran Turismo 7 to have a fully functional interior view as a premium car. I am so very hyped to get this muscle car after this, but I have to make sure to keep an eye out on the used car dealership by any interesting for some available used cars. But I'm always to do some retweeting activity on Twitter, so it's going to be doing some best ways to see some good cars in GT7. And there's a Felix going for the overtake to be dropped down on number 5 spot. And here's Daniel Suarez in the Dodge Viper, you guys. Here he is again. Take the corkscrew and go right down like a roller coaster. Okay, gonna have to keep concentrating and go right onto the next turn before the final corner comes in. Time to pump up the kids. The Corvette Stingray 3rd Generation Convertible with a Total Drama World Tour will be taking on in Nico Rubaltar in the Dodge Challenger to take the final lap. So let's go in on to turn number 1 to be passed through onto the braking point. Take a good steady pace. Steering response is good. Gonna have to take turn 2. Make a good clear spot for only 2 straightaways. Wonderful overtake to take the lead to be on the first number 1 spot. So let's bring team victory in the Corvette Convertible 3rd Generation to take home the podium to take part in Laguna Seca. Master the track, including the corkscrew, is doing much incredible to take some good strategies. Depends on any kinds of specific car classes like Group 3. Alright, there you go. Corkscrew is now achieved. Okay, stay on track. Very good. Now for the final turn. Just gonna have to step right in onto the apex and full speed ahead for the last stretch. And there you go, you guys. Another first place win for Team Victory to be at the podium spot. So glad to have a nice muscle car race to go classic since I have received from Petite Course de France. Fastest lap I took, 1 minute and 42.78 seconds in a total time of 3 minutes and 29.572 seconds. Now that's American competition, you guys. But I'm so glad to see the Plymouth Superbird is now on board for having a comeback. But I can't wait to get this long wing spoiler muscle car will be part onto the car index. So I guess this is going to be the perfect reward card for having another Mach 1 Mustang will be acquired onto the menu book. 25% to be filled out in the collector points, so that should be quite very usable for a different Total Drama livery, you guys. One trick pony, always have a good different muscle car like the Corvette C3 Stingray. I'll make sure to have this thumbnail to be saved. Save a replay. Alright. Now for only one more race to go, and it's up to Willow Springs International Raceway to be in the Big Willow. Locating outside of Los Angeles to be on the desert. So I'm so glad to be on the Big Willow circuit to be part on to having... Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. For the final race, the Big Willow for FR Challenge American Edition number 3 is doing a best place to be on the most finest course in America. But luckily, the Big Willow is very big to be on the most finest course in America to be in the desert. But what else that every Gran Turismo players love racetracks to be on the desert? It's going to be on a hot temperature, depends on which condition is going to be on the moving time between day or night. But here it is. The Big Willow itself is now giving a best background area for having a nice environment. So amazing to have a nice open desert area to be on a track. The fastest racetrack in the world. But looks like we have Felix is here on the pre-race starting grid, so let's give him a warm welcome. Hey there, how's it going? My name is Anthony Felix. I'm from the USA. Nice to meet you, Anthony. It's an honor to meet you. I love Chevrolets, which I suppose run in the family. After all, my dad owns a 1966 El Camino and a 1964 Impala. Today, we'll be racing at Willow Springs, right? That's right. The Big Willow is the biggest racetrack of all. At first glance, it might look like we're in a bone-dry desert, but apparently it does rain here once a decade. Apparently, the track turns completely green when this happens. I'd love to see it one day. Yes, we will, Felix. Yes, we will. The Big Willow is so beautiful to be in the dry bone desert on this track. So let's get ready to go on to take the final round and get a 2015 Ford Mustang GT to be as a third place or higher reward. So let's get it on and take a good clear overtake with American muscle cars. There's the Dodge Super B coming in on to turn number 2. There you go. Just gonna have to keep a good maintained pace. Feels alive to drive faster in the west of US, you guys. But I'm sure glad that I really love California. Such a lovely place to be driven around with 3 racetrack in Gran Turismo. Now coming in on to turn number 5. Coming in on to 5th place to be moved forward. Brake zone in. Looks like Daniel Soros in the Dodge Viper GTS 2002 is doing an excellent first place to be in the lead. I'll make sure I'll have to catch up to him. Gonna have to be very careful. This part of the track in Big Willow is very difficult. So make sure keep a good hands on the throttle and brake before entered onto the final turn. But it might be very dangerous, depends on any kinds of car classes to be well used to be in the Big Willow. But here comes the sunset. Headlights will be turned on. And here we go, lap number 2, let's do this. Coming in, gonna have to drive carefully after taking turn 1. Here comes turn 2 again. Daniel Soros, gonna have to get closer and do the left side overtake. Be a little bit gentle, patient. Alright, there you go. After taking some calculations to be using with the radar, depends on the opponent's length of the side-by-side space is going to be doing perfectly. And here comes first place for myself for doing a number 1 spot. Let's go down the hill. Take that next turn on to turn number 10. So glad to have a nice time condition in Big Willow. Just like Gran Turismo 6 all over again, you guys. But I can't wait to see the nighttime is going to be very dark. But hopefully it will be... Oh man! I have to make sure to be very careful because this part of the turn is very intense. But good thing I just barely forced myself to slow down, and here it goes. Alright, number 1 spot for a Total Drama World Tour team victory takes an absolutely job well done. Now that's #1 spot for my good livery, you guys. Now that's a #1 victory win. But I mean, yeah, I have to make sure to be very careful on the final turn in Big Willow because the driving physics in Gran Turismo 7 is very difficult, just like GT Sport. I have to make sure to keep my eyes on the track because I just really do not want to get utterly distracted. But it also when it is because practice makes perfect after the video ends, so I have to make sure to practice the Big Willow for my free time. Alright, lap number 2 for my fastest lap, 1 minute and 33.788 seconds in a total time of 3 minutes and 8.449 seconds. Man, I cannot believe it how embarrassing did I ever felt. I'll have to make sure to remind myself not to go off the track in Willow Springs, you guys. But it's very wide open to be in the desert. So let's go and collect some earnings and increase the daily workout. But I can't wait to get the Ford Mustang 2015 will be well acquired and used to be on the third course of the menu book. Alright, 3 generations of Ford Mustang are now complete and registered for the 2015 into the car index. Alright, very good. Now for another thumbnail will be added in as well. So replay number 3 is going to be putting up to be part onto the archives. Good American race, you guys. Good American race. So now I can't wait to have Daytona Speedway will be unlocked after going right back over onto the GT Cafe again. But I'm so glad that Luca can also to have a good photo op souvenir to be putting up with 3 types of Mustang. But this is going to be a very good place to be on the photo op. Beautiful. Classic, modern, and beautiful. Mustang collection is complete. Congratulations. You got all 3 cars. This completes your Mustang collection. Once you collect your rewards, I got some stories to tell you about these cars. Sure please, Luca. I would love to have some good interesting stories about 3 types of Mustang. More good news, you guys. Daytona is now on lock. Oh yeah, I am so hyped up to go in to be on the road course and speedway for having a nice place to go faster to be as NASCAR. And also to be as a Rolex 24-hour series to be on the endurance. But yeah, the road course of Daytona is part of IMSA's Rolex 24-hour endurance race. So let's go and have some explained Mustang details to see what Luca has something to say. This is going to be a very good place to have some inspiration. The cutscene will go on. You can't talk about American sports cars without mentioning the Ford Mustang. The first generation Mustangs introduced in 1964 occupied a very special place in automotive history. The car was unveiled at the World's Fair in New York and 100,000 orders were placed within a month. It was relatively small 2-door sports car that came with a choice of either a V6 or V8 power plant. The Boss 429 was built to compete in the US immensely popular NASCAR races. And the legendary GT350 was developed in collaboration with esteemed American race driver Carroll Shelby. There aren't many cars that boast more than half a century of history. That's what makes the Ford Mustang the quintessential American pony car. Amazing. the quintessential American pony car. Sounds awesome to have a best heritage for the Ford Mustang to become very popular in America. After Ford Mustang, next up in collection is going to be Camaro. I'm so glad that first part of the muscle car collection makes a very good choice opportunity to be in the GT Cafe. But I can't wait to try out in Daytona to have a nice wonderful place to have a different change since GT5 Prologue, GT5 and GT6 as well. Oh man, but I cannot believe it, but look at the time. Nations Cup is about to go on in about a few more minutes, so I have to make sure to get ready to wrap this up before at the end of the video. Thank you for enjoying watching the video in Gran Turismo 7, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and bell for notification uploads on upcoming content videos if you like to see. I'll see you guys next time to go continue on to be in part number 14 in Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.